Marhaba, this is Sahar Marcos. I'm sharing with you another Palestinian amazing recipe. It's a dessert. It's a baked cheese recipe. However, I modified it to be lower in calorie. Each slice from this cake is quarter of the calories in the original recipe. However, it tastes exactly the same. If you like my recipe, can you please hit the like button? And if you like my channel, can you please subscribe and share the recipes? And thank you. These are our ingredients. It's very important before you start this cake. You need to know that it consists of two parts, the yolk parts and the white part, which is the whites, which is the meringue. Now, this is a very tasty cake, and it's literally lower than like a quarter of the original Palestinian recipe for baked cheesecake. Okay, first you need to start by putting hot water in the oven at 180. Okay, and I'm using a thick pot. It's like a cast iron pot. I start by melting my butter with the milk, and the moment it starts melting, I put the heat off because I don't want it extremely hot. I just want to melt it. Okay, so now I will put the heat off and continue whisking it manually so that it will not warm, so that when I add my egg, it wouldn't go like an omelette. Baking my cake in the same pot. This pot I'm doing with, I have another one, so it's the same size. I'm adding now 300 grams of cheese. So this is why before you start your cake, it's better that you grease your pot, the one you are going to use in the oven. You can use any cake tin that you can, but I like a thick one so that it will cook really nice. And I greased it, and I put parchment papers as well, like lined it with parchment paper. So here, remember, my heat is off, so I'm mixing it very, very well until my cream cheese will go really smooth. Now I will add the rest of the ingredients, which is 70 grams caster sugar. If you don't have caster sugar, don't worry, just ground some in your blender or spice grinder, whatever you can do it with. If not, use normal sugar. Preferably to use caster sugar. I'm adding as well my 60-gram vanilla pudding. If you don't have any vanilla pudding, you can use, instead of that, a whole lemon juice, but I prefer it with vanilla pudding, or just a bit of 60 grams custard powder as well. I'm adding as well the 20-gram starch and pinch of salt and 60-gram plain flour. It's very advisable that you sieve your cornstarch and your flour so that you don't get any lumpy texture. Keep stirring until it will start thickening, okay? And if you think it's not thickening a lot, you can put the heat on low heat so that your mixture will thicken a little bit. When my all the ingredients that I have mentioned have mixed properly, I start adding my egg yolks. This should be off the heat. It shouldn't be hot. If your mixture is hot, let it cool a little bit, then add your egg yolks. I'm adding as well a teaspoon of vanilla essence. It's very good so that it doesn't taste like eggy or like an omelette, because it's too much eggs in this. it doesn't make any preference or when to put each ingredients. Most important that not to forget any, because I had some cases where someone forgot a starch or someone didn't put all the flour. Make sure that you put all the ingredients that I told you before. Another thing that you need to make sure when you add the egg yolks, your mixture should be cool so that the egg doesn't cook. If you feel your mixture isn't smooth enough, you can use an electric mixer, or even use a sieve to get rid of any lumps in that. So here I have my 6 egg whites. I'm gonna whisk it until it becomes creamy, and then I will add my sugar. Again, the sugar I'm using castor sugar. If you don't have any castor sugar, you can use normal one. But it's preferably that you use castor sugar. And you should keep mixing until you get those peaks, like a meringue. You can use a quarter of a teaspoon of cream of tarter, or a teaspoon of white vinegar. I decided not to do it because I usually use that when I do meringue. But the original recipe back home in Palestine, they use it. I did it many times without it, but it seriously didn't make any difference. Now our egg whites is ready. As you see, it's like a meringue. You add the egg whites in 3 stages. For those who don't know how to fold, you can use a hand mixer. You start by flattening your top, and then you start moving from the outside till the inside. I'm showing you this method because many people don't know how to fold. They find it a bit difficult. They get the air inside the mixture. I prefer folding with a spatula, it's better. I did all the recipe in this method just to show people how you can do it. So again, as I said, it's better that you use a folding with a spatula than this. However, if you are not that sure about your folding techniques, you can use this method. Now, when I pour it into my pot, some bubbles there was on the top, so I used a skewer. This is my thermometer, and I take all the air out. You should start from the outside till the inside, and then I will bake it in the heated oven. The temperature is 180 top and down without fan assisted. If you are using fan assisted oven, go for 165, not higher than that. You should cook that for 18 minutes. When it started getting like, it will rise up and it will start getting some golden shapes, then lower the heat with the door closed, please. Don't open the door. To 140, regardless if it is fan assisted or not fan assisted, for another 30 minutes. And then after that, open the door, you see I took the water out and shut the door and kept it there for another 30 minutes. After that, it came like this. See, it was very easy for me to take it out. It's very light. Seriously, one slice of this is a quarter of the calories of the normal or the original Palestinian baked cheesecake. So maybe you can treat yourself for 4. It's very tasty. I really, really love it. It's very, as you see, it's very wobbly. You can pour some jelly on top of that, some custard dressing. I like to put just, you know, icing powder and mint. I like it with mint. Really, really nice. I will, this cake can make like 12 slices, this size. It can make 12 slices. It's better that you eat it the next day so that it will taste more of a cheesecake. The first day it will taste more like a souffle. So this is how it looks like. If you like it, please hit the like button and thank you for watching.